Hello, it's your boy Papa Cheezy here. Welcome back to another episode of Opinionated Cheese. Gonna do away with the green screen for this episode and keep it a bit more casual. As any long-time viewer for 6 months has known, the number one topic on this channel has been movies. So with that, I kind of wanted to give an overview of my thoughts on 2018. And in an effort to keep it short, I'm going to keep it simple to a top 3. I'm going to do a top 3 favorite movies and a top 3 not so favorite movies. And since we all know it's just a little more fun to be cynical and spew that vitriol, we're going to start with the top 3 worst movies of 2018.
My dear friend, how good to see you've returned from
hell. I'm sure you shall pass through it one day.
The favorite. Know that I go into every movie wanting to enjoy it. And when I see, a comedy with a good cast, a period piece, I'm a nerd, I'm all in. So right off the bat, it's just not funny. And since it's not funny, it's boring. It's boring as shit. An Oscar bait film, no doubt, because every year there always has to be those few, really pretentious movies where the critics are like, we get it, so therefore it's good. And I'm telling you now, I understood this movie completely, and it sucked. It really sucked. It was very boring. And that's a shame, because I love this cast. It looked interesting. And despite how expensive and well-produced everything looks, it feels so cheaply made. Like, half of this movie is literally hallway shots, characters walking up and down hallways. There's literally a long sequence where the queen crawls down a hallway, meets another character, and then crawls right back down the same hallway. The other half of the movie is you giggling because the queen said she eats pussy, hoo-hoo-hoo, okay, the movie sucked. I hated it. I love foul humor, don't get me wrong. I'm currently reviewing Kevin Smith movies. Jay and Silent Bob are all about the fucks and the shits and that. I love it. But, no. No.
Well, all of this seems to be in order.
Really?
Oh, thank God.
Juliet Naked. Okay, so on top of seeing blockbusters and stuff like that, I have a soft spot for indie films. And everything about this movie seemed right up my alley. I loved the cast. The creative team behind it seemed great. And since I know nobody saw this but me, I'll keep it very short. The movie is just ungodly boring, and it goes on for so long. The point I'm getting at is that I suffered, and I want you to know that. Alright, so this is my first time doing a top 3, and I'm already going to kind of break the rules because who gives a shit. There's actually a tie for number 1, and that is Disney's A Wrinkle in Time and Disney's The Nutcracker and the Four Realms. And I don't want to beat up Disney too much, because as far as Marvel goes, I think they had a great year. Black Panther was really good. I loved The Avengers, although spoiler, those won't be in my top 3 films, but they were really good, and I should put them over in that aspect. But these two movies, my God, it's bad. It's cliche, corporate, suck ass. We're gonna make money because it's the Nutcracker. We're gonna make money because it's a book. Who gives a shit if it's actually good? And really, you should give a shit because it sucks. And I think the reason these two get the top spot for me is because while there were no doubt other movies that were perhaps worse in a sense, these movies are expensively terrible. When I think of all the starving kids you could have fed, all the people you could have put through college, instead you make 2 god-awful movies. You had it right there. Just do the book. Just do the ballet. Everyone will be happy. But no, you had to, do bullshit. So yeah, Disney, you really dropped the ball this year in terms of some of your other properties. Just because you have the IP doesn't mean you have to use it. Now that most of you have tuned out, because I'm going to get into the boring half of things, here are the top 3 best films of the year, at least in my opinion.
Wow. To the north, a long rickety causeway over a noxious sludge marsh leading to a radioactive landfill polluted by toxic chemical garbage. That's our destination.
Great.
Got it. Get ready to jump.
So I'm new to YouTube, and I know you're still learning things about me, so you should know up front, I love Wes Anderson. I love every movie he's made. I think it's beautifully crafted, beautifully shot. It's that perfect amount of quirk and whimsy, but also there's that, nihilistic dark humor, and I just love it. I know this movie had a controversy around it, but I feel that, when people call Michael Bay out for his, bullshit, that makes sense to me, because that's coming from a place of laziness, and it's dude, at least try if you're going to do things that maybe people won't agree with. But with this movie, I feel like they deserve a bit more leeway because it's clear Wes Anderson loves every film he puts his heart and soul into. The animators clearly loved what they were doing. The actors, who all are Wes Anderson, staples at this point, they clearly love working for him. So the movie deserves a little more than that. And honestly, I don't even get it. Yes, the Japanese characters speak Japanese, but that doesn't mean I'm not a human. I can empathize with them. When that little boy's crying over his dog, or you could see, he's so determined to find him. I get it. I don't need him to say, I'm sad for my dog, in a language I understand. It's a movie. I see it.
Know her. I didn't know my daughter.
So this is one of those everything in the kitchen sink type movies. It has horror, suspense, drama, comedy. There are twists, there are turns, there are everything, literally everything, including having a gimmick. The entire movie is shot from the point of view of a desktop. And it saddens me that piece of shit, Unfriended, had to be made, because I feel like these movies will forever be linked. I'm part of the problem by even bringing it up. But this movie, it's they clearly, there's no other way this movie could be made. It had to be done this way. I highly recommend it. Go see it.
There was a job to be done, and you just got on and did it.
This is one of those movies that the more I think about it, the more positive things I can think to say. It's clear that Peter Jackson has a huge passion for World War I, and it completely shows. There are no corners cut anywhere. The footage that they chose to use, the way that they digitally enhanced it by giving it color, by slowing down the frame rate, by just, adding in sound effects and using voiceover of actual soldiers. Everything about it's just fantastic and great. I even love the documentary about the making of this movie. I could listen to Peter Jackson talk about editing and sound design forever, especially him talking about World War I, because it's clear he's passionate about it. But with good movies, I really don't want to dwell too hard on why I liked them, because I just want you to experience it. But yeah, They Shall Not Grow Old was the best thing I saw last year. Highly recommend it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me in the comments below, what were your favorite movies? What movie did you not like at all? Thank you for everything. Your boy, Papa Cheezy. I'll see you next time.